Hi everybody, this is Dennis Stanley here, and I'm with LindseyJones University. Very excited to show especially you instructors of programs out there who have students who are studying pharmacology. If your school is using the hybrid version of LindseyJones University, which just means they have more than just the practice exams, but they also have the learning modules, about 80 to 100 hours worth of learning. It's everything they need to prepare for the exam. Some people do it in lieu of even having a seminar. We do seminars as well, but this is, even when we do, we walk away and we give them not just the few hours we spent with them in a seminar, but this over 80 hours for them to review. So this is the hybrid version of LindseyJones University. And if you need to know more, certainly contact us. We can give you a tour. You can even give you a demo account. But if you do have it, I just want to show you the brand new Pharmacology Review section that we've just added. And so I'll just log in here and then we'll show you. Now, this is, if you don't normally see this screen here as a student, and that's because I have multiple products. So just be aware that I could have NPS or adult critical care. Most of you who are just dealing with students in school, they just have the TMC CS, and so it probably takes you straight to what's called the dashboard. And if you're not familiar, this is the student version of their dashboard. And we've got some brand new videos here that are context sensitive. They'll change as they're working with the students, so that's kind of interesting. Where I want to take you into is the Pharmacology Review section. So we're going to go into the Learn modules, and I'm going to go into TMC. So I'll also just point out here that we've just made this extremely mobile, so whether they're using this on their phone, whatever they're doing, they can increasingly do these tools much more mobile in a mobile environment. So what you're used to with the three main sections of the LindseyJones University, you have patient data, equipment, and intervention, and those are the three main sections that really the matrix is based upon. But in addition to that, and in our book as well, we've added a pathology review section for sure. We've also increased that. We'll cover that in another segment. But we've added this pharmacology review, and so I'm just going to take a look at it with you. And so here we cover the really common classifications of drugs that you'll see on the exam, and we go in pretty great depth. Pharmacology is one of those things where instructors worry about what do they need to teach them. You know, there's hundreds of drugs to know, but we've taken a very interesting approach here that we think will help. But just to give you an idea, if I go into bronchodilators here, we'll have is the main audio lecture that they can listen to. This is also available on their app now. So if they have this product, they have free access to an iPhone or Android app called the LindseyJones Companion app, and they can listen to the lectures while jogging, driving, doing whatever. And then, of course, they'll also watch a narrated slideshow. Now, you can't hear the sound right now because I'm going to be your sound, but they can listen to what's going on here. And they can scrub through and just listen to navigate through these presentations. This one's about short-acting beta agonists, different types of bronchodilators. And then this is also very interesting. We always follow up with each presentation in that subject area or that class of drug with a very specific quiz. And so if you look at this, here's just your classic quiz question. So this will help them retain. Now, these quiz questions are interesting because they're not all of them are patterned specifically after the NBRC style. In a quiz, we recognize there's an opportunity just to increase their retention and understanding. So some of our quiz questions are much more laid out, much more analytical, like the NBRC, but we utilize the quiz format to be hybrid a little bit so that we can also just directly teach them. So some are just basic regurgitation of facts, and others are set up more in a clinical situation where they give more information and the student has to critically think through themselves. But what we like is the juxtaposition of the quiz questions, so they're applying what they just learned in the audio lectures or any other tools that were here. And so, but here's what I really want to show you. So if I come down here and read this as what class of bronchodilators would be given to a patient who's experiencing a current asthmatic episode, and the answer is a short-acting beta agonist, a SABA. So now if they pick something different, this happens. They'll check the answer and they'll say, no, it lets them try again because this is a quiz, not an examination. And so let's say they get it right the next time and they check their answer and it says that's correct. And then here what you'll find is an explanation. But that's not the most powerful part. The most powerful part is there is a 2 to 3 minute little mini lecture relative to this question here. So they can
listen to the lectures, but then they can also practice and think about the question, and then we'll coach them through the question. You'd be shocked about how completely interesting this is for students that after they've struggled through a question to then hear an explanation. It's a very effective way to learn when we have them struggle and then we can explain and we can broaden their understanding of that. And so as they go through each one of these, they can pick an answer. I'm not even paying attention here, and I got them both wrong, but here's the correct answer. Then I can come down here and push this little button here, and I can listen to the further explanation. Well, if you look at the whole pharmacology review, I'm just going to pop back here, and so you can go through mucolytics and sedatives and fluid management and analgesics. If you go through all of this, the whole pharmacology review section is over 12 hours worth of lecture. So it's a good focus for us. And about half of those are audios associated with the audio lectures and also the presentations. But about 6 hours, little less than 6 hours, is literally just the explanations to over 110 quiz questions that they'll see cumulatively through the pharmacology review section. So we just wanted you to know about that. Now, again, if you don't have this version of LindseyJones University, but you as an instructor would like to look into it a little more, call our office. We'll be happy to help you look at that. We'll be happy to turn on a demo for you to play with and just get an understanding. You might find that it is very, very powerful for your students. But there is our new pharmacology review section in LindseyJones University.